Choose your character.
Here is my updated setup tour. So starting on this side, we have a mini fridge and my Adidas NMD, I think, City Socks. So up here is my SPM sign. Y'all know that these letters have been here since the beginning. And basically what I did was I got a wood shelving from Home Depot, put some RGB lights behind it, as you can kind of see, and then put on the letters and drilled them into the wall. So that's that. Coming to right underneath the SPM sign, one of the coolest things I've got sent out is this XPR iPhone 5 is disassembled and it's labeled. You can see all the details in that. I think that's pretty cool. And right underneath we have a Devoom Pixu 64. Really cool. It can show basically any image. A lot of pixel art on their app. Really cool. I recommend that. Here we have two little fake plants from IKEA. You already know it's a setup. You can't not have that. And here we are, one of the favorite parts of my setup, the IKEA pegboard section. Okay, so starting from the top, we have some Govee glides running around the top left corner. I think that was a really cool look in my opinion, add some lighting. It's not like I was needing any, but it is what it is. Here I have some 4 keyboards on my pegboard, Drop Enter, the Unzi KC84, Gamma K, I think LK67, and actually the first keyboard I was sent out from my TikTok, the Waji CQ63. So that's what we got going on the left. Here we have an Xbox controller for Rocket League and 2K when I play that occasionally. And then moving on to here, we actually have the cover for the little decoration I have there, the Minato's kunai. Just have that hanging on a hook. Here we have a little bucket for my RGB controllers because I had to keep that somewhere. Here's another fake plant from IKEA going around the right side. I think that looks cool. It's almost a perfect length too, so that lined up pretty well. Here I have another storage thing for my gimbal when I'm filming. So yeah, this is where I keep my gimbal, some tape, some keyboard stuff, and some screwdrivers, just common stuff. Right underneath here we have some lube and some switch pullers, some cables, and then some spare keycaps right there. And right underneath we have a wireless exit headset and then a drop Sennheiser headset there too. That's the main headset that I use. So that's what we have going on the whole pegboard section. Right underneath though, we have some luminosity hexagon panels and an Echo Show right in between. I think that was a little cool design I did. And once again, another fake plant. And here, if you look here, we have a Devoom Timebox Evo, I believe, right in the corner of my PC. But before we get to all of this, which I know is what you guys are waiting for, let's go ahead and check over this side of the setup. So here I have all my diecast model cars of 124 and 118 scale. As you can see, pretty proud of this collection. But yeah, I just have that in the middle of the setup. You guys let me know if you care about cars or anything. Maybe I can make some videos on that on my TikTok. But here is my secondary laptop setup, as you guys have probably seen. So let's get into what's all in here. Okay, starting from the top here, we have some wood from Home Depot, just like the shelving over there. And once again, I put RGB lights behind it. I don't know if you guys can see that, and some foam to keep it off of the wall. It's the same thing I did over there. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I have some Govee RGB strips behind there. So on this IKEA shelf, I have a Lamborghini Gallardo and a Citroen GT 118 scale models. And then right underneath that is the laptop setup itself. So actually powering this entire setup is a Dell 14-inch Latitude laptop. And here, these two monitors are actually pretty old. If you guys remember, back before I got these two side monitors, I had these two small monitors on each side of my main monitor. So I had that as spare, so I decided to use them in this setup. And then this is the Leapal portable monitor. It's right underneath, and I think it gives it a pretty cool look. As for the speakers, these are Fantech speakers. They're built like the Evolve case, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's pretty cool. As you can see, they have some RGB going on, so I mean, it fits perfectly in the theme of this setup. And then here we have the Vissels V1 75% wireless keyboard. It's pretty cool. And the Razer Basilisk Hyperspeed mouse, wireless mouse. Okay, so oh yeah, what are we forgetting? We can't forget the Gutsy 8 mouse pad to tie everything together here. Wouldn't be a real TikTok setup, would it really now be, without a Gutsy 8 mouse pad? So here is the laptop setup, but a really cool thing about this, in case you guys haven't noticed, is that it's on a sit-stand desk. So anytime I want, I can simply raise the desk, and this is what I did a lot last year during virtual school, because this is where I did all my work for that. That was the main purpose of this setup. So here it is in its up position, as you can see. For cable management, use a little cable net. It's pretty neat. And one of the really cool things I like about this setup is that I can use it while I am standing up. So that's a really good plus. You guys might be wondering, why do I have this secondary setup when I have this whole pretty good, in my opinion, setup over here? So what happened was FlexiSpot actually sent me this desk, and I had a lot of spare parts from my old setup just lying around. These monitors, this speakers, mouse, keyboard. So I was like, basically I have all the parts for a setup. So basically what I did was I got a monitor mount for these, bought a Gutsy 8 mouse pad, and then just hooked up my laptop to power it all and made a setup. When you DIY your own RGB work, it's actually pretty cheap, so this was really fun to make, and it didn't cost too much. Quick shelf from IKEA. I've already had these cards for years, so it's not like I just made a new setup out of nowhere. I used a lot of old parts from my main setup, and now I can use the sit stand feature. As you can see, every time I don't want to sit down for too long, I can always just stand up and use a secondary setup as well. So let me know what you guys think about that. But that's the story behind my laptop setup. If we go over here in the corner, you can see my cat Sky making a cameo. We also have the Govee Lyra floor lamp, as you can see, little beanbag chair, little poster. So here we go. That's this corner of the room, as you can see. And right behind my laptop setup, in between these two couches we have here, is a little table that I have all my upcoming videos, the products I have to unbox. I have to install some RAM, new SSD. This video should be fun, Deep Cool Castle AIO and fans. So sneak peek for y'all that came to the YouTube video. Stay tuned for that. And there's my cat Sky again. So now let's get into what you guys were all waiting for, the main portion of my setup. So this is actually my first PC. I built it 2 years ago, right before all the COVID stuff started. So the case is the Razer Lian Li 011 Dynamic. Has RGB on the sides and the bottom. That is built in. I did not do that. That is how Razer goes. One of the reasons I like Razer, because there's one thing they do right, it's RGB. So inside we have 2 sets of the streamer cables. You've all seen that. 16 gigs of G-Skill RAM. The motherboard is an Asus ROG Strix Z390E Gaming. Deep Cool 240mm AIO. CPU is i9 9900K, and the GPU is the ROG Strix 2070 Super. I'm running a total of 11 fans in this rig. It never gets hot while gaming in there, so that's really cool. And then tons of RGB just to go with the theme of the setup. So that is my PC. Once again, everything will be in my description. If you have any questions about literally anything in this setup, it will be in my description. So coming from the PC, let's check out the monitors. So these are my 3 monitors, 2 27-inch monitors and a main 34-inch right here. These are Samsung monitors on the side. They're 27 inches, 1080p IPS. I'll put the name up right now. And then my main is the AOC CU34G2X, 1440p, 144 hertz, VA panel. It's really cool, 34 inches curved. And I have no complaints with this monitor. I've been using it for a little while now, and I think it's a great main monitor if you have a PC that can push it. And speaking of monitors, right above my main monitor is my Quintus light bar. It shines a really good light onto my desk. And I use that for homework a lot. And basically, if I want to see anything on my desk, some product videos, it's pretty cool. If you guys don't already have one of these, you should probably get a monitor light bar. I highly recommend it. Alright, and underneath my monitor I have 3 Cololight Pro hexagon panels and a Devoom Pixu. This is the thing I got a lot of questions on, to do dancing. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You could put anything on it, just like the other Devoom products in my setup. They're all the same. It's pretty cool, and I really like that part of my setup. Here's a fake plant and my Razer Viper Ultimate charging dock. As you can see, I should be charging it right now. But speaking of peripherals, here's my Razer Viper Ultimate. As you can see, great mouse and I have no complaints. And my drop alt that I built, a whole build video series on my TikTok if you guys haven't seen that already. But I think it looks really cool. Nice keycaps, black on white. And that's it for my peripherals on my desk right there. But for audio, I use this Fifine A8 microphone. It's RGB, you can change the colors on it. I think that's pretty cool. I made a review on it as well. And on a Fifine T669 boom arm, I have the cable routed under the desk. So that's what I'm using for my mic. And for speakers, I'm using the Logitech Z333 speakers. It has a sub on the bottom, as you can see, really good speakers. They're not too big, but I think they sound pretty good for what they are, and they're pretty affordable too. So no complaints there. And next to this, we have some RGB light bars that I think I got at Walmart. I'm not sure the name of them, but they're pretty cheap ways to add RGB into your setup if you're trying to do that. I have them just to fill out my desk because my desk is really big. And then all the way off to the left is my Govee Aura little RGB lamp, so that's pretty cool. So another common question I get about my setup is my desk setup. So here I have the 47-inch IKEA Lag Captain table. I wouldn't recommend it because it is basically cardboard. If I was putting monitors or something on that, I might question that, maybe. But there's basically no weight on it, so there's no need to get like a real sturdy desk in my opinion. And then my main desk is a 96-inch or 8-foot piece of birch plywood that I stained and cut and stained it glossy black, and the depth is 36 inches. So my desk is actually pretty deep, as you can see, going from here to here. I made it like that because I knew having 3 monitors, I didn't want it to be up close. This way I don't have to turn my head very far because the desk is very deep. But yeah, that's why I have a lot of stuff on my desk and it doesn't look that cramped really, in my opinion, because it is 8 feet wide. So now that I've talked about my desk, here is my chair. This is the Flexi Spot. I think Sutin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's a really comfortable chair. There's back support, neck support. You can adjust everything, retract it, move it back. It's a really good chair in my opinion, no complaints. And big thanks to Flexi Spot for sending that out, as well as everything else that I've got sent out in these 2 setups, really. Big thanks to everyone there. So let's talk about my RGB decorations, because I know that's what you guys want to talk about as well. So starting over here, one of my favorite parts of my entire setup, I'd have to say, is this RGB cloud that I made maybe 2 years ago, beginning it early on my TikTok career. So I was one of the first people to have these in their setups, if not the first really. If you Google RGB cloud, I'm actually one of the first images on Google Images. I think that's pretty cool. So basically all I did was I got some paper lanterns, hot glued them together, ran an RGB strip in between them, and then put some polyfill all around, hot glued all of that, let it sit for a bit, and hung it up with some fishing line so you can't see it. Right underneath that, I have a Bermuda floor lamp similar to my Govee one over there, but I spray painted it white just so it could fit in with the white cable raceway I have there, and my walls obviously. Spray painted that white. You can do tons of different effects on that. And I actually have one behind my monitor as well, just running. I don't really need the extra lighting, but I did get sent 2, so I have one behind there, and that's pretty cool. It shines onto the hexagon panels. Speaking of the hexagon panels, let's talk about that next. So I specifically haven't made like an in-depth setup explanation on these because I just wanted to stay original for a little bit, but I feel like a lot of people have started doing this. So basically all I did was I got a big piece of foam, a humongous piece of foam. I think it was 8 feet by, I forgot how many feet, maybe 4 feet, and I cut it into the shape I wanted, traced out the hexagon panels from Amazon, once again link in the description, and I cut it into shape. Obviously there's foam behind there, and I hung it up on my wall. It's pretty simple. 2 sets of Govee 16-foot strips going behind there. That's how it's symmetrical and running like that. And I really recommend Govee strips. That's what's running behind my desk. They can all do the same effects. Govee strips behind there as well. So that's what I have running behind my hexagon panels. And here I have Minato's kunai from Naruto. Just a small decoration that I recently added to the setup. Let me know, should I keep it up there or is it too small? I'm not sure if I should add something else. But I won't be at this setup for much longer if you guys are seeing this video, because I am moving out to college. So that's why I decided to make a setup tour, because I won't be at this setup for much longer, honestly. One thing I did forget to touch on was how I'm mounting my monitors. They are all wall mounted, and my monitors just turned off, speaking of monitors, but they are all wall mounted on, not sure the brand, but the link will be in the description. Wall mounted gas spring mounts, so that's how I get that floating look. You don't see a stand underneath there or anything. It's pretty cool, so I do recommend wall mounting if you can. So I hope this video helped you understand my setup better. That was a full in-depth setup tour. Tried to go over everything. If I missed anything, leave any questions in the comments below. I will try to answer that. And once again, everything in this setup is linked in the description. So if you want to check it out, just go click that link in my description and hopefully it'll be there. I'll be making a few moving videos when I move this setup to college, but let me know what you guys think. I know you guys wanted a setup tour for a little while now, or at least some of you did. So there it is. I tried to answer all your questions. So let me know what you guys think. What did I miss? What should I do now? Just let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.